everyone, welcome to Inconvenient Truths. I'm your host, Jennifer Zeng. 19 days ago, I talked about the sex scandal of China's former Vice Premier Zhang Gaoli, much earlier than most other English mainstream media, as usual. It is not special or surprising for a CCP official to have a sex scandal. However, this time, this scandal is quickly evolving into a perfect storm for the CCP, just about 2 months before the opening of the 2022 Beijing Winter Olympics. So today, I'd like to talk about this hot issue. On November 2nd, Peng Shuai, a two-time Grand Slam doubles champion and one of China's top tennis players, posted a long article on her verified Weibo account saying that former Chinese Vice Premier Zhang Gaoli had sexually assaulted her. The most astounding detail is that when she was forced to have sex with Zhang Gaoli at Zhang's home 3 years ago, Zhang Gaoli's wife was actually outside the room watching out for them. Peng Shuai's post survived for about 20 minutes on the internet. Then it got deleted, together with her Weibo account. Since then, she had disappeared from public eyes. People knew nothing about her safety or her whereabouts. And 12 days later, on November 14th, the Women's Tennis Association issued a statement saying it seeks full, fair, and transparent investigation into sexual assault allegations against the former Chinese leader. The Association of Tennis Professionals, ATP, the United States Tennis Association, Professional Tennis Players Association, etc., also issued statements expressing their concern over Peng Shuai's safety. Fellow top-level tennis players such as Serena Williams and Novak Djokovic showed their support for Peng Shuai too. The United Nations and the US also joined the tide and showed their concern. Amid the mounting pressure, the CCP has released an email with quite a few photos and videos to show that Peng Shuai is doing well. And the latest one was actually not from the CCP, but from the International Olympic Committee, IOC. The IOC published a statement and a photo saying that IOC President Thomas Bach held a video call with three-time champion Peng Shuai from China on November 21st, and that Peng Shuai said that she is safe and well living at her home in Beijing, but would like to have her privacy respected at this time, etc. But while the IOC claimed that this was a video call, no video was released. There is only this photo. And it seems that no one was convinced by all these photos or videos of Peng Shuai, and the WTA issued another statement saying that it remains unclear if Peng Shuai is free and able to make decisions and take actions on her own without coercion or external interference. Not only that, people are not convinced. Some people even say that this photo showing Peng Shuai holding a panda in front of a picture of Winnie the Pooh actually has hidden messages in it. Because in Chinese, panda is often referred to as national treasure or 国宝 in Chinese. The secret police force is called National Security Department, and its Chinese pronunciation is also 国宝. And everyone knows what Winnie the Pooh represents, that Winnie the Pooh represents Xi Jinping. So people say that Peng Shuai was actually sending an SOS message with this photo saying, I'm in the hands of National Security Police and Xi Jinping is behind those secret police officers. Please save me. So why don't people believe all the photos and the videos released by the CCP and the IOC? Because none of them address the key issue here. Are Peng Shuai's allegations about the sexual assault true? This is the first time that a woman with such a high level of international recognition made such a serious allegation with her real name against such a high-level CCP leader. From whatever angle, this is a huge thing and deserves thorough investigation. But the CCP pretends that this issue doesn't exist. On the contrary, it has been blocking all the information about this matter in China. So if you search on the Chinese search engine Baidu with Zhang Gaoli and Peng Shuai's name, the search engine tells you, sorry, we didn't find anything related to Zhang Gaoli and Peng Shuai. So people are creating these kinds of images to mock the CCP's incompetent damage control efforts. I also sent a tweet saying that the IOC's video call only shows that Peng Shuai is still alive. But how about her claims of being sexually abused by Zhang Gaoli? Why were her Weibo account and her post deleted? How many CCP spies are monitoring her? And how many of her family members are held hostage? Why did I say this? Because I know. I have experienced these things myself. I know how fake the CCP's propaganda can be. 2 years ago, after BBC was allowed to enter a re-education camp in Xinjiang to film, I did a video to talk about 3 real stories I experienced inside the Beijing female labor camp about how everything was faked. I will put a link to that video at the description box under this video. If you are interested, please go back and to check that video I did in 2019. China is like a huge prison. Virtually nobody is really free. So I know Peng Shuai's situation from what I experienced in the labor camp. The CCP's cheating methods haven't changed much. The reason why I said that incidents surrounding Peng Shuai has formed a perfect storm are the following. 1. More and more people are questioning whether the 2022 Winter Olympics should be hosted by the CCP in Beijing. The irony is Zhang Gaoli, the accused sex offender in this incident, was no other than the head of the 2022 Winter Olympic Game leading group. So this video was taken on December 15th in 2017 when Zhang Gaoli unveiled the official emblems of the Olympic Games Beijing 2022. You can see this report is published on the CCP's government website. And this photo is published on the English website of the CCP's government, showing Zhang Gaoli meeting with IOC President Thomas Bach in Beijing in 2016. These 2 photos were taken in 2017 when Xi Jinping visited the International Olympic Museum in Switzerland. Look at the facial expression of Bach when he looked at Xi Jinping. What do you see? I think right now the IOC is as worried as the CCP that the call for a boycott of the 2022 Beijing Winter Olympics will become louder and louder. That's why the IOC came out to help the CCP to whitewash the allegation that Zhang Gaoli, as the head of the 2022 Winter Olympic Games leading group, has sexually abused Peng Shuai. And Peng Shuai, as a three-time Olympian, has lost her freedom after she made the allegations. These are good enough reasons to call for a boycott. By the way, since Zhang Gaoli officially retired in 2018, so he is no longer the head of the current 2022 Winter Olympic Games leading group. The current leader is Han Zheng. He is also the first vice premier of the CCP. It was reported that the US, as well as Five Eyes alliance countries, are considering a diplomatic boycott of the Beijing Winter Olympics. I think what the CCP really fears is that athletes also might boycott it. A diplomatic boycott won't hurt too badly, as the CCP can control the narrative in China and say to Chinese people that because of the pandemic, we didn't invite any foreign officials to attend the opening ceremony. But if athletes also boycott it, what can the CCP say? That's why the CCP has been working so hard to convince the world that Peng Shuai is safe and okay. You know, there are so many other people who are also missing in China, some of them for years, and people also often call for their release, but the CCP never bothers to respond to this calls at all. For example, human rights lawyer Gao Zhisheng has been missing since 2017. Citizen journalist Fang Bing, who shot a lot of videos of Wuhan hospitals in the early days of the CCP virus pandemic, was arrested in February 2020. Since then, people have known nothing about him, even whether he is still alive. Another brave citizen journalist, Zhang Gaoli, who also wanted to document the real situation of the Wuhan pandemic, was also arrested. She is currently staged a hunger strike in prison and is in critical condition. Her family members, as well as many other people from the world, have been calling for her release, but the CCP never paid any heed to all these kinds of calls. So why did the CCP take so much trouble to try to convince the world that Peng Shuai is okay? Because it really feels a boycott of the Beijing Olympics. Like I said before, the CCP's deepest fear is its lack of legitimacy. So anything that can give it a little bit of legitimacy is good. That's why the CCP very much feels being boycotted. Another strange thing about Peng Shuai's matter is, like I said before, that her post was actually allowed to appear and then survive on the internet for 20 minutes. Under normal circumstances, given the overwhelming and comprehensive censorship in China, her post should have been killed before it was even published. So we really cannot rule out the possibility that different factions of the CCP are fighting among one another fiercely surrounding this matter. Actually, if the CCP hadn't responded at all about Peng Shuai's situation after that post was published, things might have been better for them, as the more evidence they released, the more questions people have asked. The evidence released was full of loopholes. It would have been better off for the CCP to keep quiet on this matter. So, while all these badly conducted performances, are there also power struggles involved? People can't help asking. Well, for me, on the one hand, I'm glad to see that more and more people are paying attention to Peng Shuai's well-being, but on the other hand, It pains my heart to say that it takes such a high-level international sports star like Peng Shuai to draw more people's attention to the human rights situation in China. Before this incident, how many ordinary Chinese people were silently wiped out, while the international community turned a blind eye to it? Another issue is, while Peng Shuai might have been raped by Zhang Gaoli before, this time, when she was forced to cooperate with the CCP to create a false impression that she is safe and okay, she was actually raped again spiritually by the CCP. How cruel is that? I hope people can also realize this and keep on pressuring for her real safety. Otherwise, I don't know what will happen to her after the Beijing Olympics is over. At that time, the CCP won't have to prove to the world that she's safe and happy. How will the CCP punish her? This is also an issue that I hope people can think about. Well, no matter what, it seems to me that this incident of Peng Shuai is causing the formation of a perfect storm for the CCP. Will the Beijing Winter Olympics really be affected by this? What other disastrous consequences will it bring to the CCP? We will have to wait and see. Okay, that's all for today. This Thursday will be the Thanksgiving Day for Americans, since everyone will be busy enjoying Thanksgiving dinner and family time. I won't do a show on that day, so please allow me to say Happy Thanksgiving to everyone in advance now. I'm really grateful to everyone who accompanied me and supported me in the past 1+ year since I started my channel last April. It has been such a difficult period of time for everyone because of the CCP virus and many other bad things. But let's cherish what we still have and fight together to keep it and win back what we have lost. Thank you very much. Now let me see if there are questions and comments for me to respond to. Wow, there's quite a few. Michael Burhill said, press the like button. Looking forward to this live event. Thank you so much. And Litters Salad said, IOC is a stooge for the CCP. Well, seems it is. Daniel Veche said, where is Angelis Chu? She has not been seen since her release on June 12th. Is her safe? Is her alive? Well, no idea. Michalshi Bakunaga says, why are regular Chinese citizens not protesting? Well, that's a huge question. You know, CCP has been, I think, using trillions of dollars or of renminbi yuan to the so-called stability maintenance. It is more than the military budget than it every year. So with such a huge protest and with big data, I think everyone in the society is isolated, and we call it atomic life. So everybody is like a isolated atom, and they cannot organize anything, they cannot talk about anything. So for any individual, one individual's power is too small to confront the CCP. I think that's why the ordinary Chinese find it's very hard to organize any kind of protesting. Sometimes there are several brave ones. They have to protest with their lives. I think, and achieve nothing. And that's also disencourage many other citizens from staging any protests. So there's another comment saying IOC is a lapdog of the CCP. Well, it is, yeah, I think from its behavior of this Peng Shuai's incident, I think it failed to ask critical questions, and it seems it really is helping the CCP to ensure the world that Peng Shuai is okay when she is actually not. Okay, so someone said, we will make it effective then. Good. All women, there's another comment, all women athletes should wear Peng Shuai t-shirt during opening ceremony. Wow, yeah, that I think that is a very, very, very good idea. I hope people will consider this. Please share this message wide and loudly. And there's another question. Is there a Me Too movement in China? I think not really. I don't think the CCP really likes this. Anything the CCP doesn't like, they will press it. Because I think in CCP, the powerful men, many corrupt officials have like dozens, even some of them even have over 100, women living together peacefully with them. So I think it is like nobody will feel surprised about these things anymore, because this is how corrupt the CCP's overall society has become. David Monster says, hello, thank you for your insight and knowledge. And this is Boycott the Beijing Olympics, free Uyghurs, free Hong Kong, and free Tibet. Long live the beautiful and dignified nation of Taiwan. Okay, Howard Book say, happy Thanksgiving, Jennifer. Very good show, Jennifer. Thank you. Okay, I think I've responded to all the comments and questions. Again, thank you so much and happy Thanksgiving. Thank you. See you next time.